No telephone calls for the long weekend. No telephone calls for the long weekend. We packed up the coolers and headed down the lane. Left the buzzing phones behind, free from every ping and strain. The maple trees were swaying like they welcomed us again, and peace rolled in like thunder with no wires to maintain. Bonnie spread the blankets while George stacked the firewood high. Crystal chased the sunlight, Georgie pointed at the sky. The quiet felt like magic, like the world had hit reset. No calls, no rings, no messages, the best break we could get. No telephone calls for the long weekend, just family laughing as the daylight bends. No telephone calls for the long weekend, just stories shared in time that never ends. Patty stirred the chili while Mike tuned up his guitar. He played a porch-side melody that drifted near and far. They joked about the silence, said it felt like years ago, when weekends meant connection without needing any phone. Joe poured out the lemonade, Cindy smiled in the shade. They talked about old summers and the memories they made. With no calls interrupting, every moment felt brand new. Just simple living shining through the quiet afternoon. No telephone calls for the long weekend, just family laughing as the daylight bends. No telephone calls for the long weekend, just stories shared in time that never ends. Grandma hummed a tune while Grandpa rocked slow in his chair. He said this peaceful silence is a treasure rare and fair. They watched the kids go running through the grass without a care, and felt the long weekend magic settle softly in the air. George raised up his coffee, said this here's the perfect blend. A quiet camp, a happy crew, and time that doesn't bend. He smiled at Bonnie proudly as the firelight began, and crowned the long week champion, the man with no phone in his hand. No telephone calls for the long weekend, just family laughing as the daylight bends. No telephone calls for the long weekend, just stories shared in time that never ends. No telephone calls for the long weekend, no telephone calls for the long weekend.